Mr. Happy Living here, and I'm happy to be broadcasting from WYTV7 in the beautiful Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina, USA. Hey, friends, will you join me for just a minute and imagine how amazing you'd feel living the unique and distinct life you were put on this planet to live, doing work you love or are called to, with people you love, in places you love, and all the while creating something of real value to others. That's what I call a life of significance. And I can tell you it makes a very happy life. And so can Kim Hix. She's my guest star today, and she's here to share her unique and distinct journey to her life of significance. But before we bring her on, I'd like to share a poem that we created to thank her for being our guest star today. So here goes. Meet Kim Hix, a beacon of light, empowering others with all her might. In devastating loss, she endured her plight. An unexpected mission became her heartfelt fight. From Kelsie's cause, she drew strength anew, her warning of dangers shining through. With every step, determination grew, a mother's love forever true. Through the pain, she built a cause so grand, helping others hand in hand, a voice for those who's lost everything. Tune in for hope and the inspiration she'll bring.
That's great, Matt. Thank
Hey,
you so much. That
Kim,
is so
well,
sweet. Thank you so much. I'm humble. I mean, I don't know that that's all about me, but thank you so much. That is so sweet. Thank
well,
you so
Kim,
much.
you're welcome and welcome to the show. Why
Oh,
don't you
thank
get
you.
why don't you get us started by telling us what you're doing these days to make your mark of significance on the world?
Well, I'm doing a couple of things these days. I'm kind of wearing two hats. I'm working with my nonprofit charity, Kelsie's Cause. Is the long name is Kelsie's Cause, Fentanyl Facts, Truths, and Awareness. And then my full-time job is as a nutritional health and fitness coach. I'm a one-on-one coach. I also do online training, and my specialty is nutrition, helping people get their lives in order, get on track with their health and fitness journey. This is something that I absolutely love to do.
Mm,
I can't believe how fortunate I am to be able to do it because I literally go to bed at night and just can't wait to get up and go to work in the morning. And it's a wonderful feeling to do work that you feel that passionate about. It really is.
that's awesome. That's what this show's all about. So, Kim, let's do a little mathematics so our friends all around the world can get to know you through our happy formula.
Okay.
It's a simple formula, but it's very powerful. It goes like this: power plus
Uh-huh.
purpose equals happy. So let's start with power. What are your personal practices for building up the power you need to get things done, whether it's physically, mentally, financially, spiritually, emotionally? In other words, Kim, what do you do on a regular basis to create the power you need to take really good care of yourself and your loved ones and still have plenty left over so you can be a giver to others?
Well, probably first and foremost, the thing that I have always done is exercise, focus on exercise, health and nutrition, and eating right. Exercise has always been a part of my life. I grew up a major tomboy, played baseball on a boys' baseball league, and I also did cheerleading. But I grew up outside as a kid, always playing. I wasn't inside. Um, I didn't have the gadgets or the phones to play on or anything. I was in a gym by the time I was 14, and exercise has always just been a big part of my life. It's been my stress reliever. It's been my therapist couch. It's
Yeah.
been, it makes you feel strong. And as a woman, to feel strong makes you feel confident. And that is a lot. You don't have to lift heavy weight to feel confident, to make you feel confident. But exercise, I think, does that for women. It makes you feel confident, makes you feel good. And, it feels good to know that you can take care of yourself and do things for yourself. You don't have to rely on somebody else to help you do things, and it's just a great thing. And it's what I've always relied on if I'm stressed or if I'm upset or, you know, just feeling good. You go work out or you walk or you just do something.
Move. Yeah.
Yeah, just move. And nutrition is just an equal part of that because if you're putting bad food in your body, you're gonna feel bad. So I have always focused a lot on nutrition and tried to eat good, even through college and high school. My mother was a nurse. She was a diabetic teaching nurse, and so we always pretty much had good food in our house anyway. We never ate out a lot. We didn't eat a lot of fast food. So I was fortunate that it was instilled in me anyway to try to eat good food. But the more I grew up and learned and read and studied, I realized how much nutrition affects how we feel.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you were early. Sounds like you were early into that. That came a lot later than the exercise. Although even way back in the day, Jack LaLanne said, it's exercise and eating right.
Yep, that's true. It's very basic. It's not rocket science.
No.
And there's nothing secret about it. It's you
Yeah.
move and you eat real food. Like I said, it's pretty basic.
That's right. All right, Kim. Let's discuss my favorite power generating concept. It's called a Kaizen state of mind.
Okay.
It's this beautiful Japanese idea that small incremental improvements add up over time to yield great big results. And I love it because it's based on mindset, not circumstance. Kaizening life is knowing there's always something I can do better tomorrow than today. And it creates this optimistic, gentle, but really powerful and continuous uplifting of my life day after day after day. So, Kim, how does Kaizen in your life help you increase your power to continuously become more so you can continuously give more?
Oh gosh. You may have to say that one more time because
So
you lost
Kaizen,
me right
yeah,
there.
so Kaizen is this idea that small incremental improvements add up over time to yield big results. So how does that apply to your life? Whether it's lifting weights, you start with 5 pounds and you grow to 10 and grow to 15. And as you gain strength, the next step, a small little step adds on to the first. And
Oh,
so
well,
over
yeah.
time, you get stronger and stronger, or you get healthier and healthier, or you get more emotionally strong.
Yeah.
With small baby steps added on to each other.
Yeah, well, that's true. And especially like you used weightlifting as an example, you start with maybe 5 pounds. And the more you get used to lifting just 5 pounds, it becomes lighter. So then you increase your weight. So
Yeah,
you do become stronger. Um, Same thing with if you're starting an exercise routine, you may not be able to walk 2 miles to begin with. So you start with just a little bit, maybe a quarter of a mile or maybe just a few feet, but you just start somewhere. Starting somewhere, just a few baby steps is better than not starting at all. And
yeah,
so just starting and beginning, and you can see your progress, it makes you feel stronger. So as you make accomplishments, small accomplishments get to be bigger accomplishments, and it gives you, it gives you the courage to move forward, and
yeah.
it gives you, the more confidence in yourself to try more. Mostly people are just afraid to even start, or they feel like I'm too old to start something new, or I'm too old to take on a new challenge, or, it's not going to work, and they defeat themselves before they even try.
They talk
Yeah,
themselves out of
it's
it.
all in your mind.
Same thing with diet, right? You can, if I come to you for help with my diet and my fitness, and I'm 63 years old, so let's just say I have 63 years of bad habits. I can't fix them all overnight. You
No,
can
and I
tell
wouldn't
me what
expect
to
you
do,
to. I
yeah,
wouldn't expect you to.
but your client might expect it. I need
Sure.
results faster. You say, no, man, you can't be fit next week because
No.
you've been doing 63 years of bad habits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And, I find too that, clients, they do expect themselves to be, and they're harder on themselves than I am, because they might be, oh, I cheated. I had a candy bar or I had a hamburger. And I'm like, well, it's not a big deal. In the big scheme of things, one hamburger or one candy bar is not going to make a huge deal. And I think that's where a lot of people who are trying to make changes or lose weight, they fall off the wagon. They think I made one mistake and it snowballs. So they keep eating
yeah,
bad and they just let it go. Well, you don't need to do that, because one mistake or two mistakes is not going to unravel all of the good
right.
progress that you have made. Just get right back on the wagon.
Yeah, very good. All right, let's move on to purpose. That's the second element of the happy formula. And Kim, I've observed that big, major transformations, big discoveries of purpose often sadly come from devastation.
Yes.
Addiction, abuse, disease, death, disaster, something awful strips a life right to its core. And coming out of that is this great, big, and often unexpected change. However, in my book, Turning Inspiration into Action, I share the transformational process that I've used to discover purpose of my life using inspiration.
Hmm.
How about you, Kim? Was there a specific moment or event or crisis or inspiration that revealed to you the God given purpose you are meant to live on this planet? And I want you to start with, if you will, your transition into fitness, I think in 2004. Tell us what you were doing before, how you got into that, and what the catalyst was. Was it a devastation or an inspiration, or what happened?
Okay. So in 2004 is when I decided to go full time into training and get a certification as a health and fitness coach. Prior to that, I was in mental health. My background is in mental health and psychology. And then I also have a background as a legal assistant and paralegal. But
Okay.
my passion has always been fitness and helping people with exercise and nutrition. And I've always read up about that and studied that. And so that's what I was most passionate about and decided to leave the mental health area and devote myself full time to health and fitness.
Okay. What what was the catalyst for making that change? Was there something that happened in your life? Was it, so just tell us about, how did you do that? A lot of people have the idea they want to do things, but they don't do them. So what caused that change in your life?
Well, it's just that I wasn't happy in the current job that I was at the hospital, and it's miserable getting up and going to a job that you're not happy. And I was happy at the gym, and I kept thinking to myself, what can I do doing what I love to do and make money doing it? And that's the
Mhm.
key to being happy is figure out what you love to do and figure out how you can make money doing it, and you'll never have a bad day at work.
Absolutely right.
And so, like I said, I never have a bad day at work. I go to bed at night waiting to get up and go to work the next day because I love what I do. I'm fortunate to have fabulous clients. I've got one client that's been coming to see me for 11 years now. Most
Awesome.
of my clients have been with me 7, 8 years. Um, and like I said, it's a wonderful gift to love what you do that much.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, now I think our audience would be very interested, and I know I was, in your story that you were deciding that you were going to go do one show, a bodybuilding. What do they call them? It's I'm forgetting.
Well, I had
Figure.
decided when I had been a trainer for quite a while, I'd worked out my entire life, and I still was not happy with how I looked. And so when I was 48, I just thought, well, what have I not done yet? So I thought I'm going to try to do a figure competition at 48,
In our
which I
audience,
thought,
that'd be like a bodybuilding show where you.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so I thought, this is what I want to try to do. So I began that process, something I'd never done before, and I thought I'm going to do just one because I want to do one first because I like challenges, and I always challenge myself. I don't worry about beating the next guy. I like to beat myself.
Yeah.
So it was more of a contest for myself to see if I could stick to the preparation because the preparation is very rigid. It's very difficult. And I wanted to show my daughter that you can do anything that you want to do, no matter what your age is.
Oh, great.
So I started this process and I was just like, I just want to do one show. One show is my goal. And so that was in 2014, I believe. And it's 2024, and I've done 20 competitions. I've done 20 competitions. And fortunately, I've won most of them. I've gotten first place in most of them. So yeah, it's been a fun ride.
That's great. It gave me goosebumps. So you start in 2004. You've got this great coaching career going. You've got this new show business
Yeah,
thing going on where you're
right.
kind of, you have this, and it looks like you're just loving the life that you're living.
Mhm.
And then tell us what happened on February 27th, 2022 at 5:27 p.m.
Okay, so yeah, I was doing what I wanted to do, what I love to do, and on February February 26th, 2022, my 23-year-old daughter, Kelsie, I found her in her room unresponsive. We were all home. We were having a cookout. My parents were there. Her room is just down the hall from mine. And I walked down to chat with her like I always do. And I found her sitting on her floor, cross-legged and slumped over in her own vomit. And she was unresponsive, making sounds. And so I immediately start screaming, of course, start screaming and call 911, and everybody running upstairs. My mother, as I mentioned earlier, was a nurse. So I had already started CPR, and my mother helped me with CPR until first responders got there. I don't even know. Our streets were flooded, both sides of the streets with paramedics and police and firemen. There was probably 30 or more there, but they worked on her and worked on her. Probably an hour. They shocked her and gave her Narcan because they didn't know what was going on. It kept doing CPR, and probably about an hour later, I heard one of them say, we need to call it. We need to call it. And I just was screaming, don't, no. And one of them at that same time said, no, wait a minute. I have found a faint heartbeat. And so they bundled her up and took her to the hospital, and she was on life support exactly 24 hours later. From the time I found her on Sunday 27th at 5:27, her heart stopped. Her heart stopped beating for the last time. She had been brain dead. They had told us that she was not going to recover, but we chose to leave her on life support so we could spend as much time with her as possible, and just let her heart decide when it was ready to go. And so we found out later that what had happened was that she had gotten a fake, well, what she thought was a Xanax. She had severe anxiety. She did have a doctor, a psychiatrist, that gave her medication for her anxiety, but he would not give her Xanax. So she would get it from other people, friends or friends of friends. And she had gotten one from somebody. He was a friend of a friend, I think. And turned out it was not Xanax at all. It was laced with fentanyl, obviously a lethal dose of fentanyl that killed her. And from this, I just knew I had to do something because we didn't know anything about this. I didn't know about fentanyl. And she didn't ask, she didn't know what this was either. She wasn't trying to take fentanyl. She was trying to help her anxiety. She was getting dressed to go out to see friends. And I just had to do something to try to help warn other parents, because there are no words to explain what this is like to not have your child, to want to see someone so bad and touch them and feel them and talk to them and never, ever, ever be able to do that again. You can't put words to that. And to know you've got to live the rest of your days, however many those are, without that child is unexplainable. So I knew I had to do something to try to warn other parents about this, because the fentanyl is flooding the United States, and it's killing kids at a rate of over 300 a day, unsuspectingly, and they don't know that they're getting this fentanyl because the drug dealers and the cartels are mixing it into other things like the Xanax, and they're using pill presses to disguise it, and
So
they're selling it to our kids.
yeah, it's just horrible. So what did you do? How did you decide to launch Kelsey's Cause? And just give us 2 minutes or so on what that experience has been like for you.
Well, like I said, I knew I had to do something. And I was thinking about what to do. I wanted to honor Kelsie and honor her life. She always wanted to help people. So I just thought, I'll start this charity and mainly just bring awareness. I wanted to bring awareness any way that I could. So I get whatever information I can and I share it on all the social media sites. I have fundraisers, and whatever monies and donations that I collect, I then also donate back out to other organizations, charities. She loved dogs, so I donate to a pet shelter, and I donate to a place called Shalom Ministries, which is also a rehab for women.
Mm.
But we are just trying to warn parents and warn children and tell parents to please, please, please talk to your children about this and let them know they can't accept anything from anybody except you, their parents, and that it came from the pharmacy. Um, because the drug dealers and cartels, they're very smart and they're tricky and they're targeting the kids.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, I believe Kelsie just came and told me, with the name Kelsie's Cause, this foundation for fentanyl awareness, to just try to do that, warn people, especially parents, so that they can talk to their kids about this crisis.
Very good. And tell the audience a little bit about another, maybe a couple of minutes on your book that you wrote to honor.
I also wrote a book again to honor Kelsie's memory, and it's filled with Kelsie did have a substance use disorder. She was in rehab. She had been in rehab previously. So the book is pages out of her journals, just her thoughts, her doodles, different things that she had written down while she was in rehab and things that she had written down in doodles in her room and thoughts. I just thought it would be neat for people that are maybe struggling as she did with depression and with anxiety or with substance use disorder to read the inner thoughts of somebody else going through the same thing.
Mm,
So it has lots of pages from her journals, and it also has information on fentanyl and facts and resources.
mm.
And so the book is on Amazon, and it's also on a website called lulu.com. It's called Hear Me Speak Thoughts from an Angel.
Okay, very good. And folks, we'll have all the links in the show notes for donating to the website and also to buy the book. And Kim, thank you so much for sharing that deeply personal story with us.
Thank you,
Let's
Matt.
take, let's take a quick commercial break so our sponsor can spread a little love with our audience. Mr. Happy Living here. I love good things made for good people. That's why I love Happy Living's online e-course. It's an 8-week-long deep dive into you and the inspired life you want to live. The life you were put here on this earth to live. The one that you and only you can live. 8 weeks of lectures and ideas and topics and supporting materials and powerful self-improvement tools. All designed for you. All designed to help you create the tools and the power and the confidence you need to discover your purpose and to discover the life you were meant to live and to feel incredibly inspired and motivated to decide you will live your life to its fullest. It's all designed to help you create the unique and distinct philosophy of you and your inspired life. Go to happyliving.com, select our e-course, and save $100 with promo code WITV7. And for every enrollment, I'll donate another $100 to WITV7. For $300 and about 30 hours, I promise you'll never, ever be the same again. And we're back, and this is the Something Significant Show, and I'm your host, Matt Gersper. My special guest star today is Kim Hix. She's a lifelong fitness and health fanatic, a certified personal trainer since 2004, and CrossFit instructor, certified nutrition counselor, and a figure show competitor too. She's competed in her first figure competition back in 2014, and she's since done 21 competitions including 18 national qualifying wins and 2 national events. but losing her precious daughter to fentanyl poisoning on February 27th of 2022 changed everything in an instant. From that devastating pain, Kim decided to do whatever she can to warn other parents and youth about this deadly opioid that's become the leading cause of death for people 18 to 45. Kim, I love your courage to turn an unimaginable loss into an unexpected mission to give. And I think you're going to love this article that I found called The Science Behind the Power of Giving. It says the act of giving itself can be a gateway for discovering your reason for being on the planet. It says that science tells us that giving our time and talents and treasures is a powerful pathway for discovering purpose and overcoming difficulties and finding fulfillment and meaning in life. So I updated our formula. Power plus purpose plus giving equals really happy. So what do you think, Kim? Has giving your time and talents and treasures been a pathway for discovering your purpose and for getting you past difficulties that you've faced and for bringing real, true meaning into your life?
Oh, I definitely think so. I was in such a dark place. After this, there were many days I could not function. I could not even speak. And when this happens, all you think about is wanting to be with your child. I mean, and not in a dark way, like, oh, I'm want to do something to myself, but all you
Mm.
want to do is see them. And you just think, I just want to be with them. And you just can't find sunlight anywhere and you can't find happiness anywhere. And it's like, you just can't get out of this darkness and you just can't see how you can ever find happiness again because you just dwell and all you think about is that child that's gone and how much you miss them and want to see them. And so I just knew I had to do something because I'm the type of person. I have always been very, I do something. I do something. If something's going wrong or if something's not right, I do something. I don't just sit back. I always take action and do something to fix the problem. And so I just knew I had to do something, one for me and for Kelsie and for other parents so they didn't have to live this life I'm living and
Yeah.
to try to save some lives for other kids and to keep myself busy. I had to keep my mind busy and occupied, and I had to, keep going. And everybody would always say, Kelsie wouldn't want you to wither away. And I know that. I knew that. And I knew logically that I couldn't do that because I've got my parents I've got to take care of. But still, you can't get that out of your mind that you just can't do anything. So starting this gave me a reason to keep going other than my work and my clients and getting back on my feet there.
Yeah.
Being back in the gym, it's always again been my therapy, and here it is again being my therapy and getting me moving again and getting me out of my darkness. And then starting Kelsie's cause to help other people, which is what I basically to my core, what I like to do is help other people. It's just in a different way other than my training.
Yeah.
But definitely it helped, finding something like this. You have to find something to hold on to help you get through each day or each minute.
Is it a matter of I think when I talk about it a lot less than the depth that we're at here today, but when you're in the darkness, you're thinking about what you want. And as soon as you were to think about even just, I want to honor Kelsie, that was away from Kim and out towards helping your daughter. And then,
Hmm.
oh no, I also have to help other people. I have to warn them. And so
Yes,
all of a sudden, your energy is going from not from what you want, but what you can give.
right.
And that is a big changer of how you can walk
Yeah,
through
yeah,
devastation and come out the other
right.
side.
And take the, stop focusing and dwelling so much on my grief,
Correct.
you know, and I can think of something else and take all of that grief and all of that
Yeah.
power and all of that energy that the grief has taken out of me and put it onto something else
Yeah.
more productive.
Yeah. And so the science tells us what that giving to others helps bring real meaning to your life.
Hmm.
And the joy that we feel from the fourth element of significance, I can imagine the first, as you start to realize what you're doing might save somebody else's life. That's, that the feeling of that, it confirms what the science is telling us. But
Yeah.
there's something more to it than just the giving, Kim. I believe that the real magic comes when you're giving from living in your purpose. So the audience and I would like to know how it makes you feel to be living your life and giving to others through the work you were put on this planet to do, and the people all around you have taken notice. So, for a minute or so, just sit back, Kim, open your heart, and have a listen to what people are saying about the impact that you're making on their lives by finding the magic of giving from living in your purpose. One person said, as a mother who's also dealt firsthand with a child's mental illness, addiction, and then the devastating loss of life, Kim's book spoke deeply to me. Another said, Kimberly Watson Hicks could not be a better friend or personal trainer or nutrition guru. Another said, great job with the book, Kim. I'm sure Kelsie is proud. What a way to honor her and show others the real Kelsie. And another said, thank you so much. Working with you has been life-changing for me. Others said, completely amazing. She's the real deal. I love her passion. A wonderful trainer, encouraging, determined, patient, knowledgeable, fantastic. One said, I follow Kim online, but I was finally able to meet her at a DC rally and thanked her for all she does to help sound the fentanyl alarm. Her book is a must read for parents who have been on this journey, parents with a child suffering from addiction, and for other vulnerable people in your life that you're worried about. One client said simply, Kim, you rock. And finally, this person said, please read her book. It will truly open your eyes and hopefully prevent another death. We need to save our children.
Yep.
So, Kim,
That's
how does
great.
all that love make you feel?
That's great. That's awesome. And you know what this is all about and why I'm doing this, opening up our story and sharing our story. I had a big fundraiser in June at a big place here. I had 5 musicians play, put on a concert for everybody. It turned out great. But I had somebody come up to me, a nurse from one of the hospital, nurse from a hospital in Anderson, and just thank me and say, thank you so much for doing this and bringing awareness to this fentanyl problem. He said, I see so many kids and patients come into the emergency room that have been poisoned by this fentanyl. He said, we need to talk about this and thank you for doing it. And he wasn't the only one that came up to me that night to thank me for doing this. And that's why I'm doing this, to get the word out and to spread awareness. And so more people will know about this because somebody has to talk about it, and parents can't be afraid to talk about it with their children.
Yeah, yeah. Well, very good. And so that your reaction, that's what this show's all about. It's finding that magic or that special purpose in each of our lives. And it's available for all of us. And sometimes it comes through inspiration, maybe like your bodybuilding and your fitness. And sometimes it comes through devastation. And in both cases, we can use it for the good. So giving your time and talents and treasures, working for others, is a powerful pathway for discovering purpose. And giving from living in your purpose brings profound joy to your life as you're making a difference, and to the lives of those around you too. So it seems that giving leads to purpose, and giving from purpose leads to joy and fulfillment. So to capture the entire exponential power of our happy formula, Kim, I'm going to tweak it just a little bit more. See how you think this sounds.
Okay.
Power times purpose times giving. Power times purpose times giving equals happy to the third power, and that's really, truly, deeply happy. Or in your case, I think you happy is not the right word, but fulfilled or purposeful, or that it's real.
Yeah, I would say,
And,
purposeful and real would be good. I don't know if I can ever say, I don't know if I can ever say happy
mm,
again, but purposeful.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. Oh, all right. And do me a quick favor.
Yeah.
While we're at this moment, give us 1 minute on the song, because we're going to give the song link to our
Okay.
audience. But what you're expressing right now is kind of what the song is about, right? So can you give us what that song's about?
Well, I also wrote a song for Kelsie. um, and I had Matt had sent me some messages or whatever, and you had sent me a message and said that something had made you think of me, and so I had shared this with you. But I had wrote a song for Kelsie, again, to honor her, and one of her high school friends, and he's a friend of mine too, is a singer, and so he sang it for me with me in the background, and I'm not a singer. But it's on Spotify. But Matt said he was going to put the lyrics or the link up. I don't know about the lyrics, but the link up. But it's just about, yeah, this the death of my baby, and how this one pill, it just takes one pill, people. It just takes one pill, parents, and they're gone. They're
The
gone.
lyrics are about about the saying, it gets easier with time.
It gets easier with time,
You're
people.
saying, no, not really.
No, everybody, I can't tell you how many people have told me it gets easier with time. It gets, and no, it doesn't get easier with time. It's been over 2 years, and it
Yeah,
doesn't get easier with time. That's a lie. I'm sorry, but it's a lie.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then it's hard to imagine when you're not rocked by this kind of devastation that this we are honored to experience your feelings today and in this show, but 300 times a day, day after day after day after day. And so I know what you're trying to scream is, this is important, people. Pay attention. More than that, let's do something about it, right?
Yep, and it's coming. It's coming through our borders. It's coming, being smuggled through our borders, and it's targeted. It's targeted to our kids. It's through Snapchat, through TikTok.
Yeah,
It'll be delivered to your doorstep. It's evil. It's just evil, and that's why parents have to talk to your kids.
yeah.
You
All
do.
right, all right, Kim. Let's wrap this up
Okay.
with a lightning round. I love the power of words and the capacity for great quotes to change lives. So I'm going to read a few of my favorites and have you tell us what they mean to you, and just give us the first thing that comes into your mind, Kim, because we call
Okay.
this lightning round.
Okay.
So the first is from your bodybuilding. I put this in here because of your bodybuilding experience. From Michelangelo, the sculpture is already complete within the marble block before I start my work. It's already there. All I have to do is chisel away the unnecessary rock.
Now I'm supposed to think of something about that. Oh, but the first word that comes to mind,
Not a word or thought, whatever your thoughts are. So
Arnold
Michelangelo said,
Schwarzenegger.
there you go.
I don't know.
There you go. This is from Tom Crum. He said, you either move towards something you love or away from something you fear. The first, love, expands. The second, fear, constricts. What is that?
Complacency. I don't know.
And it doesn't have to just be one word, just what it means to you. This is from Ray Dalio. He says, while you can have virtually anything you want, you can have virtually anything you want, but you can't have everything you want.
But you can try.
Okay, and very good. You might recognize this one because it's yours.
Oh gosh.
Quote, I wanted my daughter to see that you can do anything you set your mind to, and our age does not define us or our abilities.
I believe that. I believe that. I believe your age is in your mind completely, not in your body. And you are as old as you think you are. I completely believe that.
Yep, me too. This is from Goff. It's our show anchor. He says, whatever you can do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now.
Yes, I completely agree with that. I will go along with all of that.
Yeah,
Yes.
very good. All right. Thank you, Kim. And now, folks, it's your chance to be a giver too. If you can hear my voice and you were inspired by today's show with Kim Hix, please give a little love to our incredible broadcast team by giving what you can to WITV7. They're a 501c3 charity on a mission to educate, empower, and encourage. They do good works with your kindness. Kim, I love your determination to fight through the pain and devastation of losing the love of your life on February 27th, 2022. And I admire your strength and resilience to share Kelsie's story, to educate others about the dangerousness and the pervasiveness of fentanyl poisoning that has become the leading cause of death for people 18 to 43. And as we've mentioned before, and it's hard to imagine, it's killing over 300 people every single day. And I'm super honored that you've shared your courageous, fierce, and deeply caring spirit on our show today. Will you take a minute or two and share any parting remarks you'd like to leave with our audience?
I just want to thank you, Matt, so much for letting me get my story out here. Again, like I've already said before, to whoever's listening, parents that are listening, grandparents that are listening, please take this seriously. Talk to your grandchildren, talk to your children, make sure they know not to accept any pills or anything from not even their best friends, only
Yeah.
from you, their parents, from the pharmacy. Um, because this is pervasive. The dealers are targeting your kids on social media. They are sending it to them to the mailboxes. So please pay close attention to your kids. Like I said, I'm talking about life-saving procedures here. Just pay close attention to your kids and talk to them. Yeah, and Matt's going to put up some links, I think. If anybody wants to talk to me, message me, email me, text me, please feel free to. I'm here to talk to anybody about anything. I'm an open book.
So, Kim, you'd like us to add your text number there too?
Email, the email or
Okay.
text. Yeah, you can put my text number. That's fine too.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay, we'll do it. Thank you so much, Kim. I really
All right, Matt.
appreciate your sharing with us today.
Yeah.
And I also want to thank WITV7 for hosting and promoting our show so we can keep interviewing inspiring guest stars like Kim and reaching folks just like you ready to create your own extraordinary lives. And most especially, thank you, viewers and listeners. You'll find links to social media and all things Kim Hix. Find her, friend her, buy her books, and donate whatever you can to support her mission at Kelsie's Cause, because together we can make a change. You'll find all of it in our show notes. And from me to you, dear friends, I love you and I want you to be really, truly, deeply happy too. So go to happyliving.com right now and download our free mini but mighty ebook called Making Your Mark of Significance. Once you've read the book, it only takes about 30 minutes.
Mhm.
Then give some thought about what we can do together, you and me, to improve the happy of your world one person at a time. Till next time, I'm Matt Gersper. You are awesome, and this is the Something Significant Show.